motorcycle maven and working class hero Jesse James.
I'm here to represent blue-collar America.
You're going to be working with the company Zappos.com. Everybody's heard of Zappos, right? And it's an e-commerce company. Zappos in 1999 just started, and today they're going to do over $1 billion worth of sales. And alongside of me is Tony, the CEO. Tony, tell me about the company.
At Zappos.com, we sell shoes, handbags, and apparel. We really want our brand to be about the very best customer service, the very best customer experience. So we've teamed with Image Comics to provide you with artists and editors to create a comic character to communicate our focus on customer service and company culture as well.
Very simple. You're going to create a costume and 4-page comic for a character that promotes Zappos.com.
Time was crucial because we had a focus group coming.
A superhero could just be someone really cool with a certain amount of...
But that's not the superhero. The customer's not the hero. The guy falling off the building was never caught by one of the other people.
I don't like talking over people, and I don't like to yell to get my point across, because I think when you're yelling to get your point across, people aren't listening. Our favorite comic book character...
If we go into a focus group and they don't like it, then all you know is they didn't like the idea you had.
You know...
And let me finish. Whereas... Let me finish my thought.
And if he's talking and someone talks over him, he basically starts yelling at you like you're some sort of inconsiderate ass for, like, talking over him, when that's all he does.
Why don't we jump on the site with these guys and look through a bunch of products, and they can draw some of it.
That's not a cartoon character.
It's just a point of reference.
Right here.
Finish my thought. What I'm telling you is, I feel like I've just yelled at you and insulted you.
It's not insulting. It's not insulting. What does any of this have to do with?
I think we got to pick a character now and start working on it.
We need to get an actual design done so I can make it.
I needed to go make a costume over in Brooklyn, but we're running out of time, and I knew we ran the risk of not getting a design over there.
She's smart enough to handle any job you give her.
What does that look like?
She's every woman at her best.
If we're going to do one character, it should be like something that's achievable looking, just so I can get out of here and get a costume made and you guys can cage fight. I was looking at my watch and realizing that we had to go. Scott's the project manager, and you have to make a decision. That's what a leader does. But this is a cluster today, without a doubt.
Is it a him or a her?
I think it's got to be a her.
I think the character is the customer.
Yeah, we need to make this about the customer. The person visiting the website gets power from the website.
So she's sort of a normal-looking...
All right, gloves. Do you see like the kind of gloves that end here, the kind of gloves that kind of end here?
I think she should have gauntlets, and I think the fold-down boots with tights.
What color's metallic?
Yeah.
All right, see you guys.
It was Scott's decision in the war room to send Jesse and Dennis and myself here to the costume designer. And, you know, we don't really have measurements. We don't really have anything other than a sketch. But the girls that we're working with are great. Hopefully this is one of those situations where it's just going to come together.
Are we going with this material here?
Yeah, two-way stretch fabric.
But in a cool color that won't...
The silver looks pretty good. If we went silver with black boots and then the website purple highlights, I'm happy to make some superhero costume. That's totally what I'm good at. It's like me building a bike, you know? I can come in and do this amazing body work and sheet metal. It's gonna be West Coast choppers and costumes.
And then the logo.
Hello?
I changed her name to E. E, E, E.
That was an absolute pun on the fly, game-time decision.
Her name is E.
E, but E.
Okay. When we were on the phone, we weren't sure whether he said Eve or E.
What did he say her name is? Is it Z or Eve?
E. I think E,
Just
E.
What?
I heard E. I heard E.
We wanted your superhero to have a name that would remind your customer why they shop at Zappos. We came up with E.
We need to tell them, you know, with conviction what they're doing, not think. No.
I already got that.
You know, not we think. No, it is.
Just because he sold 10,000 albums or whatever, you don't know what the hell you're talking about. All you do is sing.
If we sit down and try to work through the details, we're going to end up bouncing this thing off of
We've
every
already
wall
talked
in this
about.
room.
You're talking about the past tense. Clint is being a to everyone. Maybe it's ego and narcissism that, like, a dude like Clint Black, who's like some superstar, can't take advice from anybody else because he's Clint Black.
We're sitting here with a full committee.
Oh, man. Woo.
This morning we just were trying to suss out the details of who was going to actually talk, what was going to be said for the presentation.
Zappos! Zappos.com transforms Megan into our hero. E. E. At Zappos.com, E is everything, everywhere, every time. The ultimate shopper.
So, Tony, what do you think of the men's team?
Well, I really like that they focused on the customer. I thought that they did a good job really communicating that Zappos is about customer service. I didn't like that they happened to focus on the letter E. We have an opportunity as Zappos to really own the letter Z, and so it was a little confusing for me.
Jesse, if you were me, who would you fire?
Clint.
Fired Clint? What the did Clint do?
I would actually, you know, I understand why Jesse says that. You know, ultimately, Clint was a major wrench in the gears. He wanted to argue and yell at everybody.
Okay, could Jesse speak for himself? Because he's really a smart guy.
Absolutely.
Why Clint? Because that is, I'm surprised to hear you say that.
At some point in the last 30 hours, Clint has made up his mind that he just wants to argue with everybody. It's detrimental to working as a
Except he and
team.
Scott get along very well. I mean, I've noticed that they seem to have a very good friendship.
Despite him and Scott being friends, I think this is a team, and we're not going to win a task unless we work together as a
So you
team.
think Clint is a difficult guy?
I had to get up and walk away from him because, you know, he was shouting over me when I'm trying to help. I was trying to help him.
This one is a snake. He's a snake.
Who?
Clint.
I thought right away when I met him that there was something mean about him. I felt Clint, something about him. I don't know what it is, but it's just a gut instinct.
But Tom didn't like E.
Tom didn't like E, but Tom didn't
That's
like...
a biggie, though.
Tom didn't like anything but his ideas. And
That's not
everybody
true.
was shooting
That's
him down.
not true. That is not true. I like Jesse's idea. I was so relieved when finally you decided, hey, let's pick an idea.
Isn't Jesse amazing? You look at Jesse and you say, give me a break. And yet he is a brilliant guy.
He's an out-of-the-box thinker. And
I
so
adore
am
him.
I.
It's going to be West Coast choppers and costumes.